Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a 43 card PSA reveal. This video is actually being uploaded again. This is a retake, so unfortunately I've seen the grades now. We had major problems uploading the first video. I don't know what was wrong. I think some settings on the camera got changed and it just would not upload. So we're back to it again. So this would have been a blind reveal, but we can still make it entertaining for you guys. So these 43 cards were sent off in two separate orders, but to the same group submitter at the same time. At the very end of January, PSA got them and checked them in on February 2nd that they had arrived. And then we did not get them back until Tuesday. So almost exactly 3 months, or about 60 business days for a 10-day order, which at the time we knew they were behind. It should have been like about 30 business days is what they were saying. So double kind of sucked, but hey, we got our cards back. So unfortunately, one of the biggest cards in the order did not get graded. And as you can see, it is a rookie auto Tatis out of 25. I lined it up with another card in this order. So I mean, this isn't the same card, but we'll use this as an example. If you line it up, it may be ever so slightly just the smallest amount. Let's get it lined up. All right. Just this smallest amount shorter width-wise than a regular card, which I've seen this happen a lot frequently lately. For example, I watched Justin from Trading Cards and More, one of the many channels I watch, and he sent off about a 300 card order, and I think about 41 or 42 of the cards came back as minimum size requirement.
Basically what they do is they put a label in there, but they don't slab the card. And they're saying the card is mini size. If you guys were around at all last year, I opened all of these cards myself right out of the boxes, right out of the factory boxes, and submitted all the cards. So the fact that they're saying these are mini sized is kind of ridiculous, because obviously I know they're not tampered with or anything like that. There's 41 cards in here, and that's just insane to me.
I agree with what Justin said. I think it's kind of crazy that they don't grade cards that were miscut from the factory, even if it counted against the card, but what are you going to do? So all this means is that it was miscut from the factory. It's not like the card was altered or anything like that. It's just very unfortunate for such a big card. And out of 75, 10 of this did $5,000. This is out of 25. I do think it would have been a 9, but most likely I still could have got a decent amount of money out of a 9. I'm unsure what I'm going to do with it, but that's the first card. All right, so let's get started with the ones that actually got graded. See if I can try to cover them up for you guys. So the first one is a Chaos Creator Collector's Rare from Toon Chaos. So my wife was big into Yu-Gi-Oh when she was little. I never really was into it, but in 2020 when all this happened, I've seen people talking about the Toon Chaos set, and I was like, man, this seems like a good time to check Yu-Gi-Oh back out. So we bought some, we opened some up, and at first we couldn't find the first edition packs until I went on a road trip, and we was able to buy some. We sold the unlimited edition collector's rares we pulled, but we were able to pull 2 first editions, and they should both be in these orders. So here's the first one. It looks great, well centered, everything. That's really wrong with it. I expected a 10, and we got a Gem Mint 10. So something that I wanted to cover real quick is the reason that I've been pretty accurate with my grades and I'm pretty confident with them is I use these right here. I'll put them up for you, and they come down. You can put the light. There's the lenses. You can exchange the lenses, right? Let's put this back in there. So you can put the lens down, and it really helps you see the card, right? You wear them on your face like this, and if you can tell, let's get a card that has an issue. I don't really have any 9s. So this card right here got a 9 from my last order. I was unsure, but after looking at them, I know that it's because that corner right there isn't perfectly rounded. See that? It comes to a little point right there. It's hard to see really without these, but once you put these on, you can see it. This card I sent in anyways because it's worth it in a 9. But that's just kind of like something that will help you with your orders. So I've done well with my grades, and that's one reason why. Just wanted to throw that out there while I was thinking about it before we got too in-depth in the video. And you can also pick up one of these at Hobby Lobby that have the light on it. And kind of like once you get used to using that and looking at stuff with that, it's easier to see the stuff without the magnifying glass. But yeah, and they also sell a centering tool, which I can drop some links to that type of stuff in the description. But yeah, PSA 10. I will throw up prices and screenshots of the last sales. Some of them might not have sales, so I'll try to estimate the price. Not all of these are going to get PSA 10s, so I don't want to kind of do a gem rate because I expect some of these to get 9s when I graded them, but a 9 was worth grading, or an 8. So we'll make a 10 stack, it got what we thought, and it didn't get what we thought stack. All right, so I sent all of these holiday ones off thinking that they would get 10s. This is the Boba Fett short print with the Santa hat, which you can tell short prints if you're unfamiliar by the code on the back. So that's code number 71 is the short print, 72 is the super short print, and 73 is the super short print. And this got a mint 9. So unfortunately, a mint 9 on this, I'm probably going to lose money, but we pulled many good cards from the boxes that we were able to open, so I wasn't too worried about it. And in case Bo went off, and she's having a pretty good year, I wanted to have these back. So I thought that would get a 10, so we'll put it in this stack. All right, this is really unfortunate to get all of his cards back. Literally the day after it's announced he's going to miss 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, he's actually going to be out 3 to 4 months. This is a super short print. I got one back in the last order and sold it for 200. I would venture to say they've came down since then. We sent off 3 super short prints total, 2 this time, and 1 super short print, which you'll see. So that one did get a 10. So this was going for 200, but likely it will be less now. Here's a good one. So this is a super short print, sorry. Mike Trout, Holiday 2020. This card I thought was pristine, so I sent it off. I mean, any Mike Trout super short print has got to be a good card. And it got a 10. So this is actually a pop 1 right now. Here's one that I bought in a deal with somebody on Facebook. It is a gold Bowman 1990 refractor of Luis. It's last year, so it's a rookie card. One back in the fall sold for like 300 raw, and then I think the last one did like 100 raw. Like after he hasn't started out great to the season, he was batting well, just not hitting for power. And that one I think sold for like 80 to 90 raw. And then this, I was like, man, let me send this off. I got it in a deal on Facebook, as I said, for I think 150. I got this, a Miners Heritage out of 50, and a Donruss rated rookie out of 75. I sold the Heritage card last year when he was hot for about 100, so I have 50 in this one and the fire emoji out of 75. So I thought it was a no-brainer to send it in, and it got a gem mint in. It sucks to get it back right after I get hurt, but I guess I'll just kind of probably hold on to it unless I get a good offer. Something I do like about this is they put it in the thicker case, and I've personally I've seen the patch card thick cases and the regular ones. I've never seen the ones that are that thick. As you can tell, it's almost double. I really wish all of their cases were this thickness. Like, this is really sturdy, and like it's recessed right here, so like if it was to fall, you don't have to worry about it cracking right there. I don't know, I really like these cases. They should consider putting all their cards in those types of cases. So here is a Mike Trout Pro Debut. This I bought for $175 at a card shop in Louisville, Kentucky whenever we were there. We went there to pick something up from, I found something on Facebook Marketplace like 3 or 4 hours away from us, and I actually drove through there to pick it up, and I decided to stop at the card shop there because I've stopped there a few times in the past, and I found this for $175. I could throw a screenshot up of it with the price tag on it because I should still have one. And I thought, man, it's off center, but it's definitely a 9. And this is the type of thing you can look for, right? A pro debut. Once Mike Trout's big time cards get overpriced, people look for the lower end products, and then the lower end products become high end products because they're hard to find, and there's not as many graded because they just don't print as many of the lower end products usually. So this is a PSA 9, which is great. That's about a $400 card, so that'll be a decent amount of profit. We'll put that right here because this is the stack of that. It got what we thought it would get. All right, here is one of the best cards in the order. I actually pulled this last year. We bought a whole display of Topps Chrome last year, which, you know, the days of doing that are over. And we pulled 4 autographs out of one display box. 2 of them were pictures, and what was crazy, in the same pack as this was a Sean Murphy autograph. I don't know how they got put into the same pack, but I didn't even see the Sean Murphy autograph because I pulled this card out, and I was like freaking out that it was out of 50 gold refractor rookie on card auto of Trent Grisham. I mean, he won the Gold Glove last year, and he's killing it this year, and he's on probably a top 3 team in baseball. And there was actually 2 cards in the pack, so I thought this would get a 10, and it did. I believe this is only 1 or 2 of these graded a 10. The raw ones are up to about $400 to $500, so I would expect this to be probably a $1,200 card if I had to guess. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. This one is a crazy story, so don't be afraid to get out and look, even with the lines and the craziness, because last year people were rating the NBA Mosaic when they did the restock, like in the fall of the ones with Zion in the box. Everybody went crazy over it, and I was there when people were cleaning out the shelves. And of course, I didn't get any of it. I don't try to get into the craziness. And this was in the clearance. They completely left a 2017 Don Russ box, and I thought, man, let's buy it. We looked it up. It was like a $120 box. I almost sold it, but I was like, $16. When am I going to get a chance to try to pull a Patrick Mahomes rookie for $16 again? So we opened the box, and the very last pack, we got the card. We freaking lost our minds whenever we got it. It has a little bit of white right there on the back corner, and then a little bit on the same corner on the front. So, and it got a PSA 9. So that got what we thought it would get, but I mean, that's still a $500 card. This card came from a flea market. So this is a Lebron rookie that I've never even seen. It's cream of the crop. So it's from Fleer Hoops, I believe, 2003, 2004. And this was $80 at a flea market, but their booth had a sale, I believe 20% off. So I got it, I think, for like $65 before tax. And yeah, it looked great. There's a tiny spot right there you can see on the card. And I thought it would get a 9. At the time, 9 was only about a $200 to $250 card. But LeBron's prices were cheaper then, so I thought this would go up. It's went up to a little over 300, I think. So let's check it out. It got a 9, so that's good. It's a good card. Right. This is another Bo Bichette Holiday. This is a super short print. So this one he has the candy cane sleeves. I believe this one he had the Christmas hat. So this is the short print. I don't know if Bo has the super short print, but or the super short print, which I assume he does. So yeah, this got a Gem Mint 10. Got another Bo Bichette Holiday. This is also a super short print. We'll save you the drama, and it got a 9. So we have a set of the 9s for the short print and the super short print. And we also have a set of the 10s because the short print and the super short print both got 10s. So that was good. This is, which one is this? Okay. So this is something that PSA just started doing. If you're unfamiliar, in 2010, 14, and 17, I believe, they reprinted the original Yu-Gi-Oh set. Same company, same like everything's the same. And you can tell a difference in the cards, at least I can't. And up until the last month, I feel like they had been labeling the reprints and they hadn't been labeled on reprint because it's still an unlimited print of the card, right? But it's printed later than 2002, obviously, 2003. So I don't know why they started labeling them like this, because I know there's quite a few of the LOB reprints from 2010 that were just labeled 2002. To me, it doesn't really make a difference because it's unlimited no matter what. It's still the same company. It's not a first edition, so it doesn't really matter. And it got an 8, which is what I expected. There's a bunch of scratches on the hollow, which you can't really see. But that's still, I think, a $400 card, so no, nothing to complain about there. And that came from a $9 pack at Walmart, which is crazy. Here's the Luis super short print. So it's got the necklace and the ornament from his bat. This one was crazy because the super short print that I showed you already and the super short print, we got them in the same box, and this one also got a 10. So they both got 10s from the same box. So it's crazy. I don't know what that's worth now. I think Raw was doing like 200 to 300, but obviously I don't know what a PSA 10 is going to bring now that he's hurt out for 3 to 4 months. Here's the super short print with the candy cane bat and the candy cane belt. I think the short print's just the bat. This got a PSA 9. So that one I thought would get a 10, but it got a 9. Here's one that I messed up on. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the back of the card. Let me get behind the camera so I can see. See that white right there? When I sent that off, I missed it, and I thought I was going to get a 10. So we pulled, I think we bought about $250 worth of Mosaic football. Originally, when it first came out, we were somehow found some at a Target, and the Target had limits, but me and my wife both got some, and then we went back the next day and got some more. And we pulled the Justin Herbert Gold Reactive, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire Gold Reactive, and another card from the set of 3 Joe Burrow bases. And we sold the Justin Herbert for $250, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire for $100 right after he had the big game to start the season, and the Joe Burrow base for like $30. So we ended up having like $100 worth of profit, and we kept everything else. And this was one of the ones we kept because I thought it would grade well. And the Justin Herbert probably would have got a 10, but I'm not going to pass up making my money back. So yeah, I missed that, and this got a 9. So this is probably worth less than the grading fee, but that's just part of it. So that is a mess up on my end for sending that, at least for that price. So this is from the Legend of Blue Eyes Unlimited set. So if you're unfamiliar with Yu-Gi-Oh, like I was talking about earlier, Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon is the first set of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I thought this would had a chance out of 10, but big cards like this usually just seem to get 9s, right? Like it seems like they're more picky on these. And I think, and if it was a 2020 printed card or 2021 printed card, I think it would have got a 10. But I feel like there's like tiny little things that could have been nitpicked. They could have been nitpicky about. Sorry, I can't talk. And so I figured it would get a 9, but I think a 9 is still about a $600 card. So it got a 9. It's a great card. So if you're unfamiliar with him, like this is his head, and he has a left arm, a right arm, a left leg, and a right leg, and it makes a cool little set. It's a cool card. It's a hollow. It's hard to see, but so that got what we thought it would get. What card has this? A Shiny Mew. So last year when Walgreens got the holiday display and they had some older packs, they had like Dragon Majesty, Shining Legends, Hidden Fates, Breakpoint, Breakthrough, a few different other ones. We were able to get some Shining Legends packs, about 15 of them, and we actually pulled the 2 best cards in the set, which was crazy. I pulled this, and it's just a sick card. I want to keep this, but I don't know yet. This got a PSA 10. I think it's about a $400 card. Some of these cards are going to go up on eBay. Some of them have already been put up on eBay because I had to redo the video. And so some of these have actually been sold, so I had to redo the video before I shipped them out. This is the other card from the set. So this is a off-center left to right, if you can't tell, just thicker over here. And then there's a tiny white spot right there on that corner. So we anticipated a 9, but a 9 is still a $200 card. And it did get a 9. So that goes here. Sorry about that. Thought it got darker in here for a second. So this starts our Charizard. So we have a lot of Charizards in this order, which is why he was in the thumbnail. I sent off 3 of these thinking they would all get 10s, and it turns out we got 9, 9, and PSA 10. And I couldn't figure out anything why these got 9s, other than sometimes when Pokemon cards are cut, the edge is kind of a little like rippled. Let me look at them real quick. So right there, see if I can show this on camera. See that edge right there, how it doesn't look perfectly straight? It really is. It's just kind of like when the blade cuts it. It's kind of like a perforated edge is kind of what it reminds you of, but it's not. It's on the top on this card on the back, on the bottom of this card on the back, and the 10 doesn't have it. So I didn't know that that would affect the value or the grade, but I guess it will. So those didn't get the grades we thought they would. And then this one did. So that's a 10. 10s are like 300 on that card. We pulled almost everything in here we pulled. If we didn't pull it, I'll try to add that in that we bought it. This one my wife pulled out of a dollar store, Dollar General, little 3-card pack, 10-pack 10. And I just couldn't believe it got a 10. Like we thought it would, but you know, sometimes big cards like this, you don't really expect to get a 10, but it did. It did get a 10. Usually these have a lot of print lines in them, like the Evolutions. They have a print line horizontally on the regular holo and then vertically on the reverse. But that's great to see that got a 10. That's a good card. Here is the holo. So this one I'm a little bit frustrated about, and I'll show you why. So this card was perfect on the front. That's not why it got a 9. But right here, as you can see that, we'll see if I can get it to pick up. I can tell this is my card because of the way that little white spot is. It's the same as it was when I sent it. However, that was the only white spot that was there, along with there was a tiny little spot that you can't really see up here on one of these little edges. But all this stuff on the left side wasn't there. That wasn't there. That wasn't there. See those spots right there on the very edge? There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. None of those spots were there. So I think what happened is the machine, when they sonically sealed them, I think it must have did it because there's no way that that should have happened, and it wasn't there before I sent it. I'm not going to make a huge deal about it because I've never had a problem with PSA before, but I mean, this is a card that a 9 goes for $3 to $3.50. But I honestly don't know if I should sell it for that price because even though it says a 9, I really feel like it's more like an 8 now. And I don't know, I would probably be upset if I bought this at a 9 price and it had more spots than I thought it should. So I'll probably list this a little bit cheaper than a 9 price just because of that spot. So it did get what we thought it would get, so we'll put it there. Then we got this one. So my wife pulls mostly the best cards, as you've seen if my Instagram, if you follow me there, and she's pulled most of the Charizard you'll see in this order. This is Burning Shadows, and Burning Shadows has extremely hard pull rates. And this we knew we'd get a 9. There's a white spot right there. But the question is, did it? Yes, it did. It got a 9. And if you're unfamiliar with Pokemon, let me show you the numbering on the card. So a secret rare means that the first number is higher than the set number, right? So there's 147 cards in the set, plus the secret rares, which go over 147. So it's a sick card. But still, a 9 of this is a huge card because it is such a hard pull. I can't talk today. I didn't even cover that one up in time, did I? So this is out of Unbroken Bonds, and this is out of Unbroken Bonds. I'm going to go ahead and show both the grades and a 9 and a 10. So we bought about, gosh, probably about 24 of the 3-pack boxes, and I opened about 8 of them on my way home from one store. There's 16 usually come in a display. I bought one display at one store and the half that was left at another store. I took the whole display figuring I would have better odds opening 16 boxes. I didn't get anything. My wife opened 8 boxes and pulled both of these out of her 8 boxes that had already been picked through, which is crazy. So yeah, this is about a $700 card, and I guess it's probably $250 for this one, maybe somewhere around there. So they both got what we thought they would get, because this one we thought we'd get that because of that little spot right there on the. So these textured cards, I think they have like a clear layer over them, and sometimes they bubble up. It happens on Yu-Gi-Oh! Collector's Rares a lot, but that got the grade we thought it would get. So here is, let me peek at the grade off camera. Okay, so I'm gonna shove these two together. So this got a 7, and this got an 8. So the reason I wanted to show these together is Champion's Path Charizards, if you're buying them raw, be really careful to look for this, because this is a big issue with the card. And I didn't even notice it at first until I'd already sent them off and somebody brought it up. This one got a 7 because it's off center. If it was perfectly centered, they would have both got 8s. And it's crazy why. Let's see if I can pick this up on camera. See how right here the card kind of looks like it changes colors? It's also on this side a little bit, but it's mainly right here. And see how it runs all the way down to here. It's like the card has like an indentation. See, it goes all the way down from top to bottom, and then it starts right there. It's like maybe they sealed the pack. I don't know. It's on this one, and it's also on this one. See it right there. So yeah, that's unfortunate. This is about 200, which I already sold this one, and this one I think is probably 250-ish. And neither one of those got what we thought they would, but we didn't know to look for that then. Now we do, of course. All right, next is 2 more of these. So here is a 10, and here is a 10. So we pulled all these from Champion's Path. We really didn't spend that much. We just got really lucky on Champion's Path. So I think these are going for like $500 to $600 a piece. The other one of these, my wife pulled this one, and it, of course, got a 10. It's going to suck selling a lot of these, but we're trying to get to the point where we can have bigger cards for investments. So a lot of these will be for sale up on my eBay. I'll drop that in the description. If you want to buy any, just reach out to me on Instagram, because I can do a better deal usually there. So we got one. Let's see what this one is. Let me peek. Okay. And then this one. Okay. So these two are both 10s. These were going for more when I sent them in. They're still going for about 175 to 200, 225. It just depends on the day, really. I sent in 3. This one got a 9. This one's off center top to bottom quite a bit. I was originally sending 4 in. I took one out that was off center and left the good one in. I thought I accidentally sent the wrong one in. I didn't mean to send that one. But I mean, we'll take 2 10s and a 9. You know, I paid $160 to grade these, and then I'm going to get that back out of 1. So, and we did pull them, but like I've said before in my last video, if you watched it, like I buy things with the intent to be able to grow our collection and be able to buy bigger cards, right? So I'm flipping this stuff to make money, but I'm also enjoying it, right? We open the packs. You have to love it to be able to do it. And that's the plan, is to grow the collection bigger and have better cards and more things that we can enjoy, but I can't do that off of my day job, right? So here's a big card. This is another one of the collector rares we pulled. Let me get this behind the camera. If you look at the border, it has the same rainbow effect, and it's textured. That's how you know it's a collector's rare. It's a pretty sick card. This got a PSA 10. So this is the same as one of the original sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is an Invasion of Chaos, and this was the secret rare in the set. So they remade this a collector's rare. So I think this is going to be like long term a really good card to hold, because there's only a handful of 10s of this, like maybe 8 of them, and I think it does $800 to $1,000, and it's not one I really want to sell, but we'll see. It's a great card. Our 10 stack. Let's turn our stack. So this is our 10s. This is our not 10s, but with the grade, they got the grade we thought they would get. And then these are the ones that we got wrong, which I'll throw up a percentage and all that at the end. And then here's what's left. And of course we have this, remember, that didn't get what we thought it would get. All right. So next we have a 3D Fernando Tatis. See it move. So this I bought on Facebook for $150. The guy was doing a Raz, and it didn't fill after about 30 minutes. He had it for $200. I offered him $150 plus shipping. He took it. The reason was I have the subgrades right here. It was a BGS 9.5, and as you can see, let me try to focus the camera for you. Those were the grades, right? So on this thick cardstock, like, you have the centering. You can tell the centering is good on Fernando Tatis if there's an air gap. There was the air gap. The centering matches that border. So I thought, hey, this is well centered. So since it's well centered, it's got a shot at getting a PSA 10, because the corners and the edges on these 3D cards, their cardstock is really good, so they grade well. And because it's 3D, you can tell if there's any blemishes on the surface as you tilt the card. And I didn't see anything just from looking at the pictures he posted, but I figured if when I got it, I seen them, then I could just sell it as a 9.5, but I decided to crack it, and it got a PSA 10. So that's a big gain. That's one way to make money in cards, is cracking out misgraded cards and regrading them. Obviously now you can't really crack a PSA 9 and get a PSA 10 because they acquired Geniment, and that's gonna stop that. But to me, like, I feel like you should be able to regrade cards. I get why they're getting rid of it, because it destroys the pop report, right? Some cards have a higher pop report than the number of cards there even are. That's because people crack them. So I get they want to cut down on that, and the software they bought from Geniment is going to allow that. But in this situation, I felt this card was like massively misgraded, because I mean the difference in a 9.5 is $150 and a 10 is $500-600. That's a big difference when it should have been graded a 10. So that goes into our 10 stack. Here is the other two of this card that I have. So we have this one that we pulled, and then we have this one out of 75. We'll show them together, and we got a 9 and a 10. So I actually pulled this one in 2019, and I was amazed with Fernando Tatis at the time, but he had just got hurt. So I put it in the safe, and I was like, man, I'll just keep it. And then while it sat there, his cards started getting bigger again. I was like, man, I need to go pull that card out. And then he had an amazing year last year. And that's one that's hard to sell because you got a 10 on a rookie auto that you pulled. But it's not a huge card. I don't know if there's any comps, but I think a raw one did like $300 to $400. So a 10 probably around $800, I would guess. Maybe $1,000. Maybe, I don't know. This one, I do know that a 10 did $5,000, which I do think was just a little high, being it's a sticker. But I would still expect a 9 to be around the $800 to $1,000 range would be my guess. I don't know, it's a number out of 75 rookie auto. It's a pretty sick card. I wish the out of 25 would have graded. This I did think would get a 10, so we'll put it in this stack. Here is another example of cracking out a card. This I got from a friend. I'll throw up a screenshot. It was a BGS 9.5. The subgrades weren't bad. I think it was 9.5 centering, 9.5 edges, 9 corners. And the corners on this thing were immaculate, right? Since I got it from a friend, I was able to look at it in person. We made a trade. I traded him a True Gem update rookie of Mike Trout and for this and a bunch of other cards. And I just felt like this was going to grade a 10, and that was my reason for doing the trade, because I was going to make all my money on this card. And it did get a 10. And this is about, my guess is about a $2,000 card, because a 10 did sell in February for $1,200, but that was before Mike Trout's values went up. And at that time, 9s were doing like $250, and the last 9 did $600. So I would think a 10 would have to be around the $1,800 to $2,000 range. It's just a beautiful card, second year card. I think there's 48 of those at last check. Here is another card that we pulled out of those boxes we bought. This came out of the Mega Box exclusive, the Blue Reactive of Tua. We got this out of the same boxes as that Justin Jefferson and that Justin Herbert that I was talking about earlier. This one looked perfect, so I felt like it would get a 10, and it did. And this one actually already sold for $200, so I know the value on it. But I mean, that's an extra $140 before you take out fees and shipping, so about $120 that we're gonna get. So it's a good card. I wanted to keep that, but I just feel like that's too much of a gamble. Here's probably one of the best cards in the order. So it's a Carmelo Anthony Topps Chrome rookie. It's a hair off center on the back, but PSA, if it's like 40, 60 on the back, you're pretty good. They say they allow 30, 70 on the back, but recently I haven't seen that. The front's got to be about 45, 55, and the back is about 40, 60. This one was dead center on the front from the centering tool I have. I got it at a flea market for $50, which at the time was about what they were going for raw, but I just felt like that was way undervalued. So I picked it up and thinking it would get a 10, paid $55 to grade it, and it got a 10. So I mean, that's a $1,000 card is what I just actually sold this for after I took the first video on how to retake this. It's just a perfect card. It hurts to sell something that you grade yourself. That's this, but there's some bigger cards I'm after, so yeah, so that wraps up the cards. If I'm not mistaken, we got 23 10s, 9 cards that got the grade we thought they would get. So that's 32 cards that got the grade we anticipated, and then 11 cards that did not. So we got 10 right here that didn't, and this card. So yeah, I'm gonna have a few more videos coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna try to get on a schedule, as I said in the last video, of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the plan. If it happens, we'll see. My goal with the channel is to provide as much in-depth content as I can. Like, I know this video has went about almost 40 minutes long now, and I really appreciate the people that stuck around. If you stuck around, please drop a comment and tell me how I did. Like, if there's anything you want me to review, any video ideas you want me to do, any suggestions or feedback you have, whether good or bad, I would be much appreciated, and I'll be sure to respond to every comment. And if you can, please like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.